Yeah, supposed to. I did. I think everybody knows that pretty much too.
Mm-hmm. Nice. It's after 7:30. Let's see the time.
Mine says 7:29.
Oh yeah, clocks don't
It's
match.
fast. That way off, isn't it?
Like a half hour.
Could be. When it falls down the middle of the meeting, Elaine, scares the shit out of you. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's gonna bounce over and hit you, so.
Yeah.
I see the place that it's on.
I don't know. They spend a lot of money with them people. They don't give that much.
I'll have to hit him up again.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Nice and pretty. No, I'm just making sure it's okay. I'm not blocking you or anything.
Bring the file for me.
I got a fire too.
Wait, somebody's paying in chocolate? Or how do I get one of these?
I think it is.
Is that correct?
That would almost be worth becoming a police officer for.
Is that me?
Sorry. That did sound a little weird.
5 minutes or so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's after the clean deal. This is before the clean deal. Those I picked up on Sunday, my place Saturday.
That's all right.
And Sunday, their prayer was. So it's like that every weekend. Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, we didn't do it last
We
meeting.
have to pay differential. Pay.
Yeah, I never remember.
Yeah, we didn't do it last meeting.
you're not offended, I didn't intend to offend you. No. See?
Don't take me too seriously.
Nice.
I'm serious.
Is that,
Been there.
I just pictured. Is that kind of like my substitute voice?
Yeah. Just working on that.
Only when you're home. When you're home, numbers are breaking you back.
Your pleasure, gentlemen, lady. You want to go or? Yeah.
Let's go.
Call this meeting to order. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda. Then do, let's recognize the guests. Our guests this evening, Elaine Petrozella from Cherry Street, Patty Pickett, Melinda Darrow, Stacy Wilson, Craig Stevens, Vera Scroggins, and Alice Walsh. And no reports are being made, so we'll start right off with the agenda. Motion to accept the agenda or changes to be made. The secretary would like item number 6 to be the KLR request for the parade. You'd like to add item number 7 for the click it or ticket program. And anything else that you need to be brought on. Hearing none, I'll listen for a motion to accept.
So moved.
Motion made, motion seconded. All those in favor, aye. All those opposed, motion carries. Action item number 1, the Susquehanna County Communication. We need to appoint a delegate and an alternate. I thought, aren't you our delegate?
I understand there are kind of 2 meetings a year, and not when your first one is, you have to stop it for next year.
You want to be the delegate again?
Sure.
Okay, Mayor Wilson has been our delegate in the past and is willing to do it again, and then we normally have the chief or the senior officer do it, so I'll take a motion, we'll appoint him.
So moved.
Sorry.
Motion made, motion seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Montrose Restoration Committee requesting a donation for the summer beautification project.
Yeah, their usual 350 they're requesting.
Does the crew help with any of the baskets at all?
No. They just wanted them.
Okay.
Discussion.
Did we give anything to them besides the labor to take care of the baskets last year?
We gave them the 350 last year. That's the only thing.
We pledged quite a bit of money to them this year, though. We want to do that. Motion?
Yes.
Second.
Motion to donate $350 to the MRC for flowers, I take it. And seconded. Any further discussion? All those those in favor, aye. All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thanks for the skateboard park.
What do you mean, 300 feet or 279 feet?
300.
The one bid was at 279.
Was it low?
Yeah.
Tom DeLongo said that he could get here within a month and put it up. And between high and low, you've got not a lot of difference. I don't know when the other guys can come and put it up, but I talked probably more length with Tom DeLongo than the other guys, but I did talk with Kevin from Budget Fence for a little bit. I'm inclined to recommend that we go with Tom DeLongo, even though he might be a little higher.
Well, by the footage, the one was 279, and one was 300. Off the footage, if you go by footage, break that up,
Yep.
it's less per foot. Now this,
They're both quoting the same basic fence. Please, council, I'd make a motion that we accept the estimate from DeLongo Fence in New Milford, Pennsylvania.
Motion made, second.
Oh,
Randy with a second.
and now
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Community Center. You don't know, he was supposed to bring a big bid package, so with you guys' understanding, you wanna table that till next, or to the first of the month, or is there anything that anybody has to offer up on that?
no.
I know Sean would like to get it advertised if we can, but I thought that we needed to see it here first.
I have no idea what's in the bid package that he's working on.
Yeah, neither do I. That's why I asked him to bring it here, but. You have one? Why don't we move on to the next one? Why don't you get that, or I'll give you a couple minutes. Because I think you're gonna wanna be here for the next one. Let's skip down to number 6, is the Kiwanis Lions and Rotary Service Clubs. They want their parade to happen in town again. I'm sure they'll be requesting fire police. Actually, they're going to provide fire police.
They mentioned anything
July
about the
4th.
parade route?
July 4th.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They mentioned that, well, Ed DeWitt told me that he spoke with Liebert, and at this point, everything seems to be in order. We can have our usual parade route.
Good.
But he said if it gets closer to June and they're thinking, okay, it's not gonna be in order, he has down a different parade route starting at Anders Old Mill, coming down Cherry to Union, from Union back up South Main and up Public Avenue.
So what permits do we need to ask the state for?
I already have them
All of them.
filled out. I have 3, our usual 3 that we need.
Montrose will be marching on every street in town on July
Sure.
4th.
Let's go up Lincoln and down Cemetery.
That'll slow them down.
That's my favorite parade route.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a motion for the KLR to do their parade thing on July 4th.
So,
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor, aye. All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Community Center, I'm gonna move that down to discussion items, please. We'll take a short recess maybe and look over these things. Number 5, Elaine, thank you for your patience.
You're welcome. I got lots of time.
You can have the You can have the floor, or would you like us to do the click it or ticket? That'll only take maybe a couple of seconds.
Go ahead.
Number 7, the click it or ticket for the, is a program that's extra money from
The state,
the state
yep, it's a state program.
for a seatbelt program.
Do you have one?
It's, they recommend to pay us $20 an hour, and I believe that they, the way, what we have gotten from the state is about $900, so if we break that down, it's $20 an hour, and I believe it's 45 hours. So that'll be spread amongst the officers, and it's reimbursed through the state, so that's what their recommended pay level is for the program, and what they reimburse, so.
And the officers have been assigned, have they, or been asked about this?
Yeah, I think.
Told all about it?
The officers have been told about it, it's on the end of the schedule, it's in the next half a week here, and then it'll be in the next month.
Don't anticipate any rifts?
No,
Somebody
no,
get
the same
paid more than
scheduling, everybody's just, there's a couple extra hours on the front or at the end of a shift, so.
We need to make a separate line item for that, I'm told, is why this is on the agenda, so I guess if council doesn't have any questions and they approve the program, I'll take a motion for Aaron to create a separate line item for the click it or ticket program.
Could you explain what it consists of?
It's a state program, it's a safety program for seatbelts.
Okay, so how does it impact it being a secondary offense versus a first offense? I mean, it's not a first offense in
It's
Pennsylvania.
not a primary offense in Pennsylvania, no. You have to be pulled over for something else prior,
Okay,
correct.
so,
The only thing is just extra money for extra patrols to help, facilitate that safety of, if you're not wearing your seatbelt, you can be issued a ticket. So,
you can be issued a ticket for not wearing your seatbelt,
yes. If you're pulled over for something else.
for a tail light or,
For a tail light, for your muffler's too loud,
right?
for the over 1,000 pages such a vehicle
Certainly,
code is.
of course.
You can also, can you do the stop for not wearing the seatbelt and give a written warning, the way I
No.
understood it? It
It's
cannot
not a
be that-
primary, it's a secondary
You can't
offense,
pull it
so
over, yeah.
it's usually something when you pull somebody over, you walk up to the car, you're looking, is the seatbelt on or is it off? And-
So this is gonna be just more time on the streets. for
Right,
the
more
officers.
time on street, more patrol.
Right, okay. I was thinking of it more.
No.
We've been advertising it on TV right along here.
Yep. Any further discussion? Was the motion made?
Yeah, Craig, I need a second.
Need a second?
Yeah.
Todd, a second.
Oh, yeah.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
And, yeah,
Motion carries. Okay, Elaine, thank you. The floor is yours.
Actually, may I address one issue which I did not put on the agenda for the St. Paul's Church? There are some trees up there by the church, the crabapple trees. They asked if they can be taken down and put other trees there because they're nasty and messy all over the sidewalk. And I forgot to ask to be put on there for that.
That's all right, I will note it, take a look at it. You've got some,
They are, when you're walking up the sidewalk, you've got these little berries and they're wicked.
those are the ones they cut down along the courthouse there at one time, weren't they?
No, they were paired.
They were there.
Yeah, but
The
they're
gig,
nasty
the
all
male
year long.
ginkgos were the ones like in front of Ruth Ann's bridal. But this is the same problem.
Okay,
Okay, let's take a look at it, Elaine.
thank you. That's the important thing. Now,
Take a look at it.
So you gonna have Kenny look at it?
Yeah, okay, okay. Well, again, whether they're on private property.
Oh, don't get him trimmed.
Ask him if he wouldn't give them
Well,
a
he either takes it off or he doesn't.
Just a thought, Todd.
He doesn't trim them, he either takes them down or he leaves them.
Is there much
There's no
difference?
between. Trim?
There's only
I
about
don't know,
4 foot of
if you ask
difference.
Marion, there's a lot of difference there.
About 4 foot, right?
they need to be calm.
The whole side,
Kenny's good with getting them off level with the ground.
Okay, you have some questions pertaining, according to the agenda, the attorney fees with Craig Stevens.
Yes, can you tell me what the attorney fees are today that have been paid in that matter?
Mary, do you know?
Can I go grab that folder?
I know the figure is between 13 and 14,000. That's between me,
I thought the last I heard was 13.5.
that's between me and Attorney Whitland for his services to the zoning hearing board as well.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, I have a question regarding that. Due to the circumstances that that these attorney fees have been paid by the borough residents, actually, in their taxes, is there any way of recouping these monies from any individuals?
Well, as a matter of fact, in the proceeding that we had for the magisterial district Judge Hollister approximately a week ago, I did ask him to consider, as part of a judgment, attorney's fees or some portion of attorney's fees in connection with the Marta matter. He did not grant attorney's fees, but he did find her guilty of both violations, of both citations that were filed against her, and has assigned a $100 a day fine to her with 2 citations. That's $200 a day. There is a 5-day grace period from the date of the judgment, which was the 16th. So as of tomorrow or Wednesday, the $200 a day will go into effect. That should, and I don't know if those monies can be used to defray some of that cost, but that is one thing. That's one avenue. The other avenue is, in the last week or two, I filed a motion for sanctions in the matter of Stevens versus Montrose Borough et al. And that's scheduled for a hearing in June. And one of the requests that I made in there is that attorney's fee be granted based upon activity of the party or the attorneys in connection with that matter.
Okay. So we won't really know if any fees are going to be recouped until that June hearing.
That's true.
Okay.
And it is a discretionary matter with the court.
Okay.
So he could grant some of it, he could grant all of it, he could grant none of it. Given the circumstances, I feel confident that some type of award will be made. Otherwise, I would have recommended the filing of the motion.
I have a statement I would like to say, and I don't know if I'm in line or out of line saying it. But I am disappointed by a council person being on the board and being in a position where there's a party on another part that you're working with. I, as a borough resident, I feel very betrayed by that.
It's understandable.
And I'm sorry, just very sorry to have experienced this.
Well, I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I guess it was expressed last meeting on how to take care of that. Unfortunately, the Borough Code doesn't allow us to do any kind of self-discipline amongst ourselves. So, it's up to the voters, I guess.
Yes.
Anything else?
Not right now. Maybe next time. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. On to, why don't, if with council's pleasure, take a 5 or 10 minute recess. Everybody can look at these plans. We can do a little bit of discussion, decide whether any suggestions can be made, any suggestions for deletions, anything along those lines, and then we can reconvene and make decide what we're gonna do, whether we're gonna advertise it or if you wanna hold off from advertising. Does that sound like a winner? I know Randy's just thrilled about this. Recess for 5 minutes. This is the only